this video, we're gonna break down some of Ross's biggest mistakes and funniest scenes.
I know!
And also learn some practical conversation English that you'll actually need to use. First, we'll watch part of the clip with subtitles.
Hold on. There's something different.
I went to that tanning place your wife suggested.
Was that place the Sun?
Oh, and it gets worse.
Oh my God, you can do a duet of Ebony and Ivory all by yourself.
How could you mess this up?
Now, let's break down these vocabulary words and make sure you stay till the end to find out how this happened to Ross.
Hold on. There's something different.
Hold on is an idiom used to express surprise or to question something. For example,
Hold on there, boy.
you can also use this idiom to ask someone to wait. Similarly to wait a second.
Well, I have huge news. Oh, sorry, hold on, let me just check on the baby.
Here, Chandler is using sarcasm to joke about Ross's big change in appearance.
Hold on. There's something different.
I went to that tanning place your wife suggested.
Tanning is the process of darkening or browning of the skin caused by sun exposure. Ross went to a place where they provide an artificial tanning service. The exact name of the place that Ross went to isn't important. He just refers to it as the tanning place that Monica recommended. Native speakers do this a lot when talking about generic places where the context provides where the exact place they're talking about is located. For instance, let's go to that awesome new pizza place this Friday.
I went to that tanning place your wife suggested.
Was that place the Sun?
Oh, and it gets worse.
If something gets worse, then it simply means that it becomes more bad. Since bad is an irregular adjective, we don't say more bad or badder, we say worse. For example, I can't go to work today because I got worse. Let's watch how it can possibly get worse for Ross.
Oh, and it gets worse.
Oh my God, you can do a duet of Ebony and Ivory all by yourself.
A duet is a musical composition for two voices or instruments.
If I had Aladdin's lamp for only a day, I would make a wish, and here's what I'd say.
Ebony is a synonym for the color black, while ivory is for white. Ebony and Ivory is referring to a song that was released in 1982 as a single by Paul McCartney featuring Stevie Wonder. Chandler is saying that Ross doesn't need another person to sing this duet. He can do it all by himself because of his two different skin tones.
Oh my God, you can do a duet of Ebony and Ivory all by yourself.
How could you mess this up?
Mess up is a phrasal verb that means to do something wrong or make a mistake. If you're in a more informal context, you can also use the verb screw up. They are synonyms. I screwed up on the test and got a 55%. In this clip, Monica is asking how he made this mistake at the tanning place. This actually reminds me of the time Ross really messed up and did something unthinkable to Chandler. Don't worry, we'll later see how Ross got that terrible tan.
Hey, is Chandler here?
Yeah.
Okay, about last night, Chandler, you didn't tell. Okay, because I'm thinking we don't need to tell Chandler. I mean, it was just a kiss, right? One kiss, no big deal, right?
Right. No big deal.
Okay.
In bizarro world. You broke the code.
Hey, is Chandler here?
Yeah.
Come here is very common, informal, and used in spoken English. It's used as a way of getting someone's attention so that you can ask them something. You can also say, get over here. However, it's a bit more aggressive and urgent than come here, so be careful when you use it. Get over here, there's a cute dog doing an amazing trick.
Yeah. Okay, about last night,
About last night is used as the opening to a conversation regarding the events of the previous evening, often involving an unpleasant or embarrassing topic. When saying this sentence in spoken and natural English, we often don't pronounce the t sound at the end of words about and last. So it's about last night.
okay, about last night, Chandler, you didn't tell. Okay, because I'm thinking we don't need to tell Chandler. I mean, it was just a kiss, right? One kiss, no big deal, right?
I mean is a phrase you won't find in traditional English dictionaries or textbooks, and it's constantly used by native speakers, so you should definitely add it to your vocabulary. I mean is a sentence filler that adds emphasis to a sentence, so use it when you want to emphasize something. For instance, it's not gonna rain today. I mean, look at the sky. No big deal is very informal and used to indicate that something is of little consequence. It's not a serious problem, so if someone spilled something on you, you could say, no big deal, don't worry about it, to reassure them everything is okay. So here, Ross is trying to minimize something he did by using the expression no big deal.
Okay, because I'm thinking we don't need to tell Chandler. I mean, it was just a kiss, right? One kiss, no big deal, right?
Right. No big deal.
Okay.
In bizarro world.
Bizarro is a funny word that comes from the adjective bizarre, which describes something very strange or unusual. Here's an example.
It is a bizarre request.
It's horrifying.
When Joey says bizarro world, he's talking about a different dimension where things are different. So in this alternate dimension or universe, the thing that Ross did wouldn't be a big deal, unlike in reality where it is in fact a huge problem.
Okay.
In bizarro world. You broke the code.
Break the code is when you break an unofficial rule, typically among your friends. It is an unwritten rule you do not want to break, which we'll find out exactly what this rule is in a minute. Stay tuned. Be careful because it can also mean to decipher a secret code or message, so pay attention to the context.
But the notebook would undoubtedly be encoded, so how then to break the code?
We'll check out a bit later which code Ross broke, but this reminds me of the time Ross definitely broke some code when he had a wild animal for a roommate.
Guys, there's somebody I'd like you to meet.
Wait, what is that?
That would be Marcel. You want to say hi?
No, I don't. Oh, he is precious. Where did you get him?
Guys, there's somebody I'd like you to meet.
Guys is an informal way of addressing a group of people.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Since it's informal, you have to be careful where and when you use it. For instance, if you're at work or giving a talk or speech, it's better if you address a group by saying, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Notice how Ross says, I'd like you to meet.
There's somebody I'd like you to meet.
He connects the words you to meet, which then becomes you to meet.
Guys, there's somebody I'd like you to meet.
Wait, what is that?
That would be Marcel. You want to say hi?
No, I don't. Oh, he is precious.
Precious often describes something valuable, but here it's being used as a way to address a beloved person, or monkey, or maybe even a ring.
Precious.
Oh, he is precious. Where did you get him?
Here we have another case of connected speech. Instead of saying, where did you, say, where did you? Or you can also say, where did ya? Pro tip, use any of these two variations every time you have did and you together to sound more natural and like a native. In this specific context, get means to obtain or acquire something. In this case, Rachel is asking Ross where he acquired the monkey, because usually they're not easy to obtain, especially in New York City. Get is considered one of the trickiest English verbs because it's used constantly by native speakers. And it can be frustrating to Google it and try to find the correct definition because it can vary so much according to context. But if we were watching a Friends clip on FluentU, a handy app for learning English with authentic videos, we just click on the interactive subtitle and FluentU automatically shows you a context-specific definition. Like here, get simply means to buy. FluentU also has real-world video examples that will guarantee to transform you into a listening pro.
He obviously forgot to get me something.
Because it's also fundamental that you practice comprehension and speaking as well. After each video, FluentU has personalized quizzes and speaking questions, so you can work on your vocab, pronunciation, and accent. You can check out FluentU's huge library packed with movie clips, TED Talks, music videos, and much more. And you get a completely free 2-week trial in the description below. Plus, FluentU is currently having a sale, so now is a great time to check it out.
Oh, he is precious. Where did you get him?
My friend Bethel rescued him from some lab.
Rescue is when you save someone or something from a dangerous situation. Like when Joey rescued Ross from a gunshot. Some is a quantifier that more commonly means a few or a little. For instance, there are some clouds in the sky. But in this context, it's completely different. We can also use some when we want to refer to a particular person or thing without stating exactly which one it is or if it's unknown.
You need some place to stay.
Back to our Friends clip. Ross either doesn't know which lab the monkey's from or it's not important to share this information. Lab is short for laboratory, which is a place where scientists do experiments. So, scientists used to perform experiments on Marcel. Way to go, Ross, on that rescue mission.
Oh, he is precious. Where did you get him?
My friend Bethel rescued him from some lab.
That is so cruel. Why? Why would a parent name their child Bethel?
Cruel describes something that is very unkind or mean. For instance, Snow White's stepmother is cruel. As for the word parent, a lot of students think it means someone that is a part of your family, but actually it refers exclusively to your mother and father. A family member is actually known as a relative. It's funny when Phoebe comments this because we think she's talking about the monkey being from the lab is cruel, but she's actually talking about Ross's friend Bethel and how her parents were cruel by giving her that name.
That is so cruel. Why? Why would a parent name their child Bethel?
Hey, that monkey's got a Ross on his ass.
Ass is a rude word for the part of the body that you sit on, also known as your bottom, behind, or butt. So be careful where you use this word and definitely don't use it in more formal situations.
Hey, that monkey's got a Ross on his ass.
Ross, is he gonna live with you, like, in your apartment?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of quiet since Carol left, so.
Quiet typically is the opposite of noisy, but in this context, it means without much activity, disturbance, or excitement. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's literally quiet or silent. She lived in a quiet town before moving to the city. Remember to not confuse quiet with the intensifier quite. So what Ross means by this is since he got a divorce, he's been lonely. His life hasn't had much excitement.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of quiet since Carol left, so.
Why don't you just get a roommate?
I don't know, I think you reach a certain age, having a roommate is just kind of pathetic.
A roommate is simply someone you live with. Generally, we use it for people that aren't your family members. So your husband or wife isn't considered your roommate. Nah is an informal way of saying no. So Ross is saying no to the idea of having a roommate because he thinks it's pathetic. Pathetic describes something that's miserably inadequate or very low standard. It's something that causes you to feel sorry for that particular thing. In this case, in Ross's opinion, he thinks having a roommate when you're older is pathetic. But since all of his friends have roommates and he doesn't want to offend them, he says the following.
Why don't you just get a roommate?
I don't know. I think you reach a certain age, having a roommate is just kind of pathetic. Sorry, that's pathet, which is Sanskrit for really cool way to live.
Sanskrit is an ancient Indo-European language of India. So Ross makes up the word pathet instead of saying pathetic, so he doesn't criticize his friends about having roommates. And he then says pathet means having a roommate is a nice or cool way to live. Nice save there, Ross.
Sorry, that's pathet, which is Sanskrit for really cool way to live.
You're probably wondering about how Ross got that terrible spray tan. Before we find out, make sure to download our free PDF so you can have all these vocabulary words easily accessible.
How could you mess this up? It's so easy. You go into the booth, you count to 5, and you turn around.
A booth is a small, often enclosed compartment. When you get a spray tan, it usually happens inside a booth.
You go into the booth, you count to 5, and you turn around.
How do you count to 5?
1, 2, 3.
Damn it!
Ross is asking in what manner or way Monica counted to 5 because they in fact counted differently. Ross counted Mississippi. This is a method of informal counting used to count seconds. You can say the word Mississippi between each number, like Ross in this scene.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Monica simply counted to 5. This led to them having different spray tan results.
How do you count to 5?
1, 2, 3.
Damn it! I know!
Dude, it's Chandler. Let me in.
Go away! I don't want to see anybody.
Go away is a phrasal verb that means to leave. Here, it's being used in the imperative form. Be careful where you use it because it's considered rude. If you are in the same room as the person you're speaking to, or they're in some kind of enclosed space, you can also use the phrasal verb get out. Check out this example.
For the last time, no. Get out, Joey.
Right. Go away. I don't want to see anybody.
I know. I went to the tanning place and the same thing happened to me. You have to let me in.
Really? Did you count Mississippi?
Really is used as an interjection here. We use it when we're surprised by what someone is saying. In this case, Ross is surprised that the same thing happened to Chandler. So, in other words, he also got an extremely dark tan because he counted Mississippi.
I know. I went to the tanning place and the same thing happened to me. You have to let me in.
Really? Did you count Mississippi? You're not tan.
No, I just had to get a picture of this.
I'll see you later.
Had to is a simple past form of the verb have to. We use it for obligations and it's very similar to must. A key difference between have to and must is that have to is much more flexible than must because we can use it in the present, past, and future tense, while must for obligations is only used in the present tense. If you're enjoying this kind of video and find it helpful, please make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on our next video like Learn English with Eminem.
You're not tan.
No, I just had to get a picture of this.
I'll see you later.
Now, I'm sure you want to know what code Ross broke. Let's find out.
You broke the code.
What code?
You don't kiss your friend's mom. Sisters are okay. Maybe a hot-looking aunt, but not a mom. Never a mom.
First of all, notice the pronunciation hot lookin'. We are not pronouncing the final G sound in looking. Looking, lookin', lookin'. This would be true in most casual conversations. We wouldn't pronounce the final G sound. You can of course pronounce the G sound, but it's important to note that most native speakers won't. Hot looking is an adjective that means something looks hot, specifically of a person, especially a woman. Other words to describe hot looking would be sexy, attractive. Nowadays, it's more common to say you look hot or she's hot rather than hot looking.
What code?
You don't kiss your friend's mom. Sisters are okay. Maybe a hot-looking aunt, but not a mom. Never a mom!
What are you guys doing out here?
Well, Joey and I had discussed getting in an early morning racquetball game. But apparently somebody overslept.
Racquetball is a game played with a small, hard ball and a short-handled racket in a four-walled handball court. It's a fun type of exercise to do with your friends. Overslept is the past tense verb of oversleep, which means to sleep longer or later than one intended. Here's an example. I was late to school because I overslept. In other words, I needed to wake up at 7 a.m., but I woke up at 8 a.m. So in the original clip, Ross is pretending that he was there to meet Joey to exercise, but Joey was late because he slept longer than he intended to. Obviously, this is an excuse and Ross just wants to hide the real reason why he's there from Chandler. Click here to watch the full breakdown of this scene and find out Chandler's reaction. Now, you'll see that you can understand fast-speaking natives by watching all 3 full clips without subtitles.
Hold on. There's something different.
I went to that tanning place your wife suggested.
Was that place the Sun?
Oh, and it gets worse.
Oh my God, you can do a duet of Ebony and Ivory all by yourself.
How could you mess this up? It's so easy. You go into the booth, you count to 5, and you turn around.
How do you count to 5?
1, 2, 3.
Damn it! I know!
Dude, it's Chandler. Let me in.
Go away! I don't want to see anybody.
I know. I went to the tanning place and the same thing happened to me. You have to let me in.
Really? Did you count Mississippi? You're not tan.
No, I just had to get a picture of this. I'll see you later.
Hey, is Chandler here?
Yeah.
Okay, about last night, Chandler, you didn't tell. Okay, because I'm thinking we don't need to tell Chandler. I mean, it was just a kiss, right? One kiss, no big deal, right?
Nice. No big deal.
Okay.
In bizarro world. You broke the code.
What code?
You don't kiss your friend's mom. Sisters are okay. Maybe a hot-looking aunt, but not a mom. Never a mom!
What are you guys doing out here?
Well, Joey and I had discussed getting in an early morning racquetball game. But apparently somebody overslept. Guys, there's somebody I'd like you to meet.
Wait, what is that?
That would be Marcel. You want to say hi?
No, I don't. Oh, he is precious. Where did you get him?
My friend Bethel rescued him from some lab.
That is so cruel. Why? Why would a parent name their child Bethel?
Hey, that monkey's got a Ross on his ass.
Ross, is he gonna live with you, like, in your apartment?
Yeah. I mean, it's been kind of quiet since Carol left, so.
Why don't you just get a roommate?
I don't know. I think you reach a certain age, having a roommate is just kind of pathetic. Sorry, that's pathet, which is Sanskrit for really cool way to live.
Now that you've mastered English with some of Ross's mistakes, click here to learn some more with Joey and one of his mistakes. He decides to help fix Monica's bathroom and it goes hilariously wrong.